With the release of the Elegoo Neptune 4 and 4 Pro, which both come pre-installed with Klipper, I thought it would be a good time to share some of my tuning tips. In the menu, find the Configuration tab, which will take you to a host of files stored on your printer. Elegoo has done a great job providing a basic config file that works awesome out of the box, but there's always a little room for improvement. The printer config file is what we're after today. It holds all the vital values to make your printer function. Before tuning, it's a good idea to make sure your printer is mechanically sound. Inspect wheel tightness, belt tension, and ensure all bolts on the machine are tight. Level the x-axis gantry to the frame using two objects of the same size. For this, I use 2 cassette tapes. Undo the belt pulleys on the top of the machine and press the x-axis down on the objects before retightening. Next, we can manually level our bed via the menu on the machine. Crank the back left knob to its tightest and level according to that back corner. This ensures the bed is as tight as possible to counteract any vibrations. From this menu, you can set your Z offset and make sure to hit the save icon in the top right-hand corner. From here, we can jump into the Klipper interface and start sending some tuning commands. First, preheat the bed and hot end to printing temperature. 65 on the bed is what I use and 200 on the hot end. Home all axes, then run the command bed_mesh_calibrate. This will probe and store a mesh bed map. We can then view the mesh in the Calibrate tab. You can use this to fine-tune your bed, running the command after every tweak you make until you're happy with the outcome. I find the edges of these PEI-coated beds tend to be a little thicker than the center of the bed, so you can shim it using aluminum foil or foil tape, or leave it as is if you're not planning to print right up to the edges of your bed. The reason we want such a level bed is so the Z-axis motors don't have to compensate drastically for variations in the bed height. Once that's done, let's calibrate rotation distance. This works similar to E-steps in Marlin, but instead of steps per millimeter, rotation distance is based on the circumference of your extruder gear. To tune this, first preheat your hot end to printing temperature. Then send the G92 command to enable relative positioning. Mark your filament at 70 millimeters from the extruder body, then send the command G1 E50 F60 to slowly extrude 50 millimeters of filament. Then measure from the extruder body to the mark. It should be 20 millimeters, and if it's not, take that measurement and subtract it from 70. This gives us the actual extruded amount. Head into your printer.cfg file and take note of your current rotation distance. Next, use the calculation current rotation distance value times actual amount extruded divided by requested extruded amount. In our case, that's 50. This should give you your new rotation distance, and you can repeat this several times to get the perfect value. If you're under extruding, you can lower the value, and if you're over extruding, you can raise the value, which is opposite of how you'd adjust steps per millimeter in Marlin. While we're here in the printer.cfg, let's enter the Z offset we grabbed earlier. You can fine-tune this during printing from the dashboard here as well. Now that we have the basics taken care of, it's time to find out the perfect heat for our filament. Since we're printing faster here, we need to run a little hotter to make sure all the filament passing through the hot end is fully molten. Klipper has an awesome tuning tower command that makes tuning certain parameters super easy. The command we'll be issuing is tuning tower command, set heater temperature, heater equals extruder, parameter equals target, start 200, step delta equals 5, step height equals 5. I'll put these commands in the video description so you can copy and paste them. This enters the tuning tower mode, which affects the next model printed. Then it specifies that the extruder target temperature will be affected. Start refers to the starting temperature. Step delta is the increase increment size, or how many degrees Celsius to increase, and the height is at which height the increase will occur in millimeters. I recommend slicing a larger model for this, as these tiny temperature towers won't really push the printer to its speed limits. This video is brought to you by Elegoo. Whether you're interested in FDM or resin printing, Elegoo has a machine for you. From budget and beginner-friendly machines to high-end machines with professional results and everything in between. Head over to the link in the description and help support the people who support this channel. Once we've found the perfect temperature for our filament, we can tune our PID. PID values help your printer maintain a stable temperature on both the hot end and heated bed, which results in more even print quality and surface finish. To tune the hot end PID, move the print head assembly to the center of the bed and around 15 mm on the Z, using the command G1, F600, X110, Y110, Z15. Then set the print bed to your printing temperature. I use 65°C. Next, turn on your part cooling fan. This is to mimic real-life printing conditions where there's ambient heat from the heat bed and heat also being whipped away from the hot end from the part cooling fans. Finally, run the command PID_calibrate, heater equals extruder, target equals 230. Set the target according to your temperature tower results earlier. Once this is complete, you can find the PID values in your printer.cfg file and enter the new ones. A little pro tip here is to add multiple PID values for different temperatures by commenting them out with the hash symbol. This way you can simply enter your printer.cfg file and swap out PID settings depending on what material you're printing. You can also do the same PID tuning for the bed. For that, repeat the previous steps but use the command PID_calibrate, heater equals heater bed, target equals 65. Once you have your new PID values for your bed, you'll need to edit under the heater bed heading in the printer.cfg file. Remove the watermark control section and replace it with this. Don't forget to fill in your own results. Next, we can move on to pressure advance. This works similar to linear advance in Marlin by slowing down your extrusion rate around corners to keep them nice and sharp. For this, we can look at the tuning page on the official Klipper site. They provide a model which should be sliced with 1 wall and 0 infill. Before we print, we need to disable some features by sending the command set velocity limit, square corner, velocity 1, acceleration 500. Next, we need to enable the tuning tower feature by sending the command tuning tower command equals set pressure advance, parameter advance, start 0, factor 0.005. This will print our model starting at 0 pressure advance and work our way up every layer by increments of 0.005. You can see here at the beginning of the print, the edges sort of bulge out and then they get sharp and then they start to under extrude. To get our value from the test, simply measure from the bottom of the model to the sharpest area of the test. Take that measurement and multiply it by our increment size of 0.005 and we should have our new value. Head back to the config file and enter it here, then save and restart. That's all I'm going to go over today in this video. I hope this helps you get started on your Klipper journey. If you have any questions or tips I don't mention here, feel free to leave a comment below. As always, thanks for watching and happy printing.